Joining me at this juncture in the newscast is the Tourism Director General herself, Latia Duncombe. So thank you so much for joining us.
It's certainly a pleasure to be here.
Ms. Duncombe, you were one of the attendees at today's opening ceremony for the Bahamas Business and Investment Forum. I think it's important to find out, are we seeing any success? This is the second one. We've heard that there will be subsequent ones. Are you noticing any success from what we have already offered?
So this is the second one that we've had. And what I liked more about this one is the focus. We've been very intentional about the layout, the agenda. And day two focuses on the orange economy, the blue economy. Tourism is the #1 industry, and from that perspective, most of the investments is in the tourism space. And what this forum did, it gave investors a closer look at the destination, highlighting the various industries, the various aspects, the work that we've done from a regulation perspective. Tomorrow, what's most exciting for me is the opportunities from the creative space, the culture, the history, the heritage. How does that translate when they think about investing in the tourism sector? How do we preserve and protect our environment? So we're diving into the blue economy, looking at the opportunities in the creative space, and it shows them that the industry is sustained. So yes, we're seeing the growth from a tourism perspective, but there's always opportunities for visitors to have an enriched experience with a destination that's being environmentally responsible.
Now, I'm going to piggyback on that word, opportunity. How is the Bahamas expanding its footprint in the Canadian market, one of its more lucrative markets out there outside of the United States?
The Bahamas, we have 7 offices internationally, 5 in the US, 1 in Canada, and also 1 in London. And the Canadian market has always been very important for us. Right now, there's a huge opportunity. We've seen most of the airline carriers or some of the Canadian carriers have made a decision to shift their routes. So in the Bahamas, we're seeing a 50% increased airline or airlift capacity coming into the destination. We're also seeing an opportunity because they're now going into Europe and the UK, and it's giving us access to connectivity that we've not necessarily had before. 2 weeks ago, my team and I were in the Canadian market. Next month, we have a Canadian mission and also a Florida mission. So we're focusing the trade, the travel trade, making sure that the Bahamas is always up front and center. Because of our excellent international relations, with the Bahamas is a warm, safe, and welcoming destination. We're coming from the Middle East, Europe, the UK, the US, Latin America, or Canada, the Bahamas has always remained a destination of choice.
Well, I'm sure we're going to hear more about the Bahamas' plans for the top industry in the 2025-2026 budget debate when that kicks off, I presume next week in the House of Assembly. But thank you so much, Director General of Tourism, Latia Duncombe, joining us live on the Bahamas tonight.